What's going on, guys? So today I'm just going to be catching you up on the latest news. Also, we'll be looking at a few companies. Overall, the sector was down today, and it's thanks to Curaleaf. So we'll be talking about Curaleaf receiving an FDA warning letter. We'll also be talking about CannTrust giving a response to compliance controversy. Also, we'll be looking at 3 possible buyers for CannTrust, and we'll be looking at how much pot Canada has sold since legalizing adult use cannabis. So like I said, overall the whole sector is down today, but we do have a few companies in the green. One of those companies is Cronos. Cronos is up 4.63%, only up 68 cents today. From looking at Cronos, as you can see, these are lines that I've drawn in the past. We have a support line here, which the red line I would consider a strong buy. So anything in between these 2 red lines I considered a strong buy, and I also consider it to be a support. So we've seen Cronos bounce off this support and have a nice run, and recently bounce off this support again. So this line seems to be acting as a very good support right now. Cronos seems to be one of the few pot stocks that are profitable with a 51 PE ratio. It's not just Cronos that's in the green today. We also have Wayland, ticker symbol WAYL, up 5.71%. But this company has gotten really beat up in the past, especially this year, mostly due to shady management. 2018, Wayland at one point was up at $4.50. Right now, Wayland is a penny stock. Another company that I followed that is doing pretty decent today is Pure Global Cannabis, up 9.5%. Also a company that's been beat up this year. So now we're going to look at Aurora Cannabis, which is currently down 0.45%. Not down much, but as you can see right here, Aurora Cannabis continues to downtrend in between these 2 lines right here. The more we downtrend, the more I expect Aurora to hit this support at around $8 Canadian. So now we're going to be looking at CannTrust, which seems to be the company with the most recent controversy besides Curaleaf. So CannTrust has been definitely downtrending. We had a nice support here. I'm looking at Canadian dollars right now. We had a nice support here at around $6.40. Obviously, we broke way below that, had a gap down. CannTrust is currently down 3.93%. We're going to get into news on CannTrust real quick. But before we do that, we're also going to be looking at Curaleaf. Curaleaf has had a nice run, but recently we've had a drop. Curaleaf is now currently down 5.82%. And there's a reason as to why we've dropped almost 6% today, and we're going to get into the news right now. So Curaleaf has received a warning letter from Food and Drug Administration saying several of its CBD products are unapproved new drugs, and CVS Health said it would pull some of these products as a result. So the FDA notice sent Curaleaf stock down 6%. So this letter was sent on Monday by the FDA. It said that Curaleaf had 15 days to notify the agency of steps it had taken to correct the violations. So in this letter, the agency flagged such products as Curaleaf CBD lotion, pain relief patches, tinctures, and vape pens. The FDA said those products were misbranded drugs that were being sold in violation of Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. The agency also said that its Bido CBD for pet products were unapproved and unsafe. While many people use CBD for its calming, anti-inflammatory effects, hard research on its exact benefits has been in short supply. However, the FDA approved the anti-seizure drug Epidiolex, which contains CBD. So in a statement, Curaleaf said that the letter is currently under review by their legal counsel. They will respond to the letter within the 15 business day time frame that the FDA provided. So this is what they said: we can reaffirm that nothing in the letter raises any issue concerning the safety of any Curaleaf products. The company continued, Curaleaf products are all derived from hemp and meet the requirement of the Farm Bill. So there you have it. What do you guys think about Curaleaf? Is this something that will be concerning for you guys, or is this just a minor little correction, nothing to be worried about? As soon as they get a response, Curaleaf will be back up and running again. As you can see, Curaleaf dropped 5.6% today. Do you guys think it's going to continue to be more red days for Curaleaf, or this is just one little red day? We're going to see green throughout the week. So next news, CannTrust fires off response to compliance controversy. So we've all heard about the CannTrust controversy. So this was CannTrust's response. So in a press release, CannTrust said that it submitted a response on July 17th, which was several days after admitting that Health Canada had served the notice of non-compliance. Unfortunately, CannTrust provided no detail on the content of the response and said the special committee's investigation into the alleged non-compliance was ongoing. The investigation is one of the committee's mandates. CannTrust added that the committee has met with the company's legal counsel and other advisors on the matter. So unfortunately, CannTrust has not given us any detail as to what they have said in the letter, and I think that's because they have something to hide. And if they did reveal any details, the stock could have plummeted even further. So I think they're trying to do this as discreet as possible, which I don't really blame them. But we're going to move on to some more CannTrust news, which is 3 possible buyers of the troubled pot stock CannTrust Holdings. This is the CannTrust scandal explained. So CannTrust announced that it has been growing marijuana in 5 unlicensed rooms between October 2018 and March 2019 at its flagship Niagara facility in Ontario. These rooms were subsequently licensed in April 2019 as a result of this admission. Health Canada is holding 5,200 kilos of inventory from these rooms, with CannTrust placing a hold on another 7,500 kilos being held at its Vaughan campus for a total of 12,700 kilos. So not long thereafter, CannTrust announced that it had also seized sales of operation, putting the company's future at a total standstill until Health Canada issues its punishment. So there's a number of possible outcomes for CannTrust at this point. It could get an effective slap on the wrist with a 1 million Canadian dollar fine, or it could lose the 12,700 kilos in inventory. Obviously, the best of those 2 punishments would be if it just lost its inventory. I wouldn't be surprised to see both happen. But another possibility is a temporary suspension of its cultivation license, or perhaps a complete revocation. But then there's also another option, which could be CannTrust gets bought out by another company, especially since CannTrust is somewhat cheap right now. We're going to look at CannTrust real quick one more time. CannTrust has a market cap of $502 million. So a few companies that would come to mind for me right now would be Canopy, because they have $5 billion in cash, and Cronos, because they have almost $2 billion in cash. So those are 2 companies that could obviously afford CannTrust. But let's move on right now straight to the company. So of course the first company is Cronos Group. Cronos Group could put its cash to work by acquiring CannTrust, since Cronos Group received a $1.8 billion equity investment from tobacco giant Altria. So buying CannTrust will make sense in 3 respects to Cronos. First, CannTrust is one of 4 Canadian growers that has supply deals in all 10 Canadian provinces. Cronos isn't there yet, but could quickly buy its way into potentially lucrative supply deals by acquiring CannTrust. We're going to go on to the next company, which is Green Growth Brands. Not a company I would expect, but although I consider it the longest shot of all 3 companies to acquire CannTrust, Green Growth Brands could make for an interesting suitor, even though they both have almost identical market caps. I don't know how Green Growth Brands can afford all these companies. I remember they were trying to buy out Afria. I guess I won't be surprised to see Green Growth Brands try to lowball their way into owning CannTrust. And then last but not least, it's Tilray, a third and final suitor that would make sense and which also has the available capital like Cronos to make a deal, is Tilray. So those are the 3 companies. I'm surprised not to see Canopy in there, but maybe that's just not something that Canopy would spend their money on. Either way, we have Cronos, we have Green Growth Brands, and Tilray. Let me know which of the 3 would be more likely to purchase CannTrust. And now we're going to move on to the final article, which is here's how much legal marijuana Canada has sold since legalizing adult use cannabis. So first of all, Canada isn't expected to be a big time cannabis player, with most estimates calling for anywhere from 5 billion to 10 billion in annual sales in 5 to 10 years, which compares to the expectation for as much as 100 billion in cannabis and CBD sales in the United States in 10 years. So they're pretty much saying that the United States market will be at least 10 to 20 times bigger than the Canadian market, which doesn't surprise me because Canada's population is so small compared to the States. So if we're adding up all the legal weed sales in Canada since legalization day, we have right here from October to May 2019. So October we had 41 million, and it's pretty much been in the 40 millions. February we had our worst month, which was 39 million, and then we've been consistently growing since then. March we had 46 million, April 57 million, we have 65 million. That's American. In Canadian, that was 85 million dollars in sales. So if you add all that up together, we have a total of 492 million dollars in sales, which is 376 million dollars American. So right now, Canada is estimated to sell about $800 million worth of cannabis in its first year of having pot legal in Canada for recreational purposes. $800 to $900 million in its first year. it's really not that great, especially since we're talking as a market as a whole. We're not talking about one individual company selling this much. We're talking about our country as a whole selling $800 to $900 million worth of pot. I would expect, or I was hoping for at least something in the billions. 1 to 2 billion would have been nice, but that just shows that the markets have not been growing as fast as we expected them to. And there's a few reasons as to why Canada's recreational launch lost its buzz. So a lot of the blame has to do with the regulatory agency Health Canada. So Health Canada began the year with over 800 licensing applications for review, mostly for cultivation, but has approved fewer than 200 license holders since 2013. So this can lead to a cultivation and sales license wait time of months or even a year. Also, Health Canada recently announced that a high margin derivatives such as vape, edibles, and infused beverages won't be reaching licensed cannabis store shelves until mid-December at earliest. So there's even a possibility that they can push this date back. Previously, we were told that this was going to happen October 2019, so it won't be happening on October. The second issue has been on packaging side of the equation. There are stringent rules regarding the packaging and branding for cannabis products. So this has left raw cannabis sitting on the sidelines since there's a shortage of compliant packaging solutions. So the third problem relates to growers themselves. None were particularly willing to outlay tens of hundreds of millions of dollars to expand production capacity until they knew with certainty that the Cannabis Act would become law. So even for pot to become legal, it took almost a whole year of pushback. At first we had an initial date, I think it was on May 2017. It got pushed back and then eventually got pushed all the way back to October 2018. At the end of the day, it's still only the first year of legal recreational pot. So we're going to see a lot of growing pains. We're going to see a lot of ups and downs. Still only the first year, and we are setting the foundation, and hopefully the rest of the world can follow. But anyways, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys thought about these articles. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget, give me a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.